All right. Well, first and foremost, thank you for being here and for feeling the call and listening to take time for yourself. I know it's not always easy, and it's something that I'll speak about today, but it feels now more than ever. Our attention is being pulled in so many directions. And so to have the discernment to be like, this is what I need for myself, and to follow that and to follow through and to show up is super commendable. So I just want to celebrate you and being here, but also all the other little ways that you show up for yourself that you might sometimes forget to give yourself credit for. That is something that I'm really wanting to embrace in my own life is like, wow, yeah, I am doing a lot of little things for myself and those add up and they matter. So I hope that that can be a reminder for you as well. Um, so just a little bit of a layout. I am going to speak just a little bit about my intention and what's happening. I did decide to do this on a new moon. And then we will go into the instructions. So some of you have done breath work with me online, some of you haven't. So I'll just do a brief overview about how you can support yourself and get the most and have a beautiful session. And today we'll be breathing for 30 minutes. So I usually break it down into two halves. So we'll have a 15-minute breathing and then a short little break to do some breath holds. And then we'll go into another round of 15 minutes. And then we have plenty of time at the end, which for me is very important because I'm really interested in integration and allowing things to settle, to just enjoy being in the space and whatever is arising, that you have time to be with that. And we'll have time for some sharing at the end. So I'm really feeling just like another thing that I'm wanting to practice is just being really transparent and not putting on any sort of facade that that I've got it all together in any sort of way, because any sort of teacher or person who's come into my life that I respect the most, they're just real. And I feel like that's being called for more than ever with just everything that's happening in the world and the rise of robots. No, just kidding, but kind of. And yeah, so I'm just feeling emotional and grateful to look at my screen and see all of you here. It's super beautiful. A big part of my journey has been many different modalities and things, but more than that is community, right? And being able to feel supported by other people that are wanting to live in a beautiful way and to inspire each other, to encourage each other. That feels just so good to me. So I'm gonna take a deep breath. Maybe we should do it all together. Big breath in and a big breath out. Ah. Two more times, just for good measure. Breathing in a way that feels good for you, but a conscious breath. One more time. And letting it go, maybe making a little bit of sound, relaxing your shoulder, softening your jaw. All right. So, what I would love to share just here in the beginning about my intention, and I just sat down and started making notes about kind of what I've been feeling in the collective, and maybe this resonates with you. And if you have your camera on, just feel free to nod your head, or if you're someone who likes using the chat box, like chime in. But what I have been feeling recently is that life is starting to feel very fast. Like it feels like it's speeding up a little bit. And that there's a lot of changes happening. And not only that, but it feels, and I kind of tapped into this before, but it feels like there's just a lot of stimulus. Like there's a lot of information coming at us from a lot of different angles. And even as someone who intentionally kind of tried to remove myself from a lot of stimulus by like living in nature, living in a quiet space, still just by the nature of being connected and online and social media and things like this, it can be a lot. And especially as people who have probably done a lot of work to clear out, we become more sensitive. And I feel like it's quite important to remember to take care of our energetic hygiene and to have spaces where we can really reset and we can kind of let go and find stillness and discernment, right? About what is good and true and real for us and what do we want to be bringing our focus and our attention to, right? Because that is our biggest currency, is what they say, right? Is like where we put our attention. And I believe that with discernment and slowing down and taking time to come back within, right? And sometimes we need to intentionally, like literally put an eye mask on and some headphones on and be like, okay, I'm gonna be in the turtle mode or the crab mode, and I'm gonna go within and I'm gonna listen to the wisdom that lives in me already, right? And coming back into the heart and into the gut. I believe these are two wisdom centers that we can tune into, that we can tap into. I have my notes here, so I'm just I'm just looking over. Um, and so what I have also noticed is with needing to find greater discernment and where we are placing our energy, is also to maybe just start to look at our life and to see where we have perhaps fallen out of balance with giving and receiving. Um, for those of us who have a really big heart and we care and we want to be of service in the world and we want to just make an impact, sometimes this can fall out of balance and we forget to really take the time and the space for us so that we can show up in a way that is supportive for us first and foremost. Like you can't pour from an empty cup, right? And and just taking that into consideration to look at where you're at in the spectrum and how you can, depends where you're at. Maybe you've been kind of tunnel vision and like really hyper focused and you've gotten kind of lost in your own process and your own story. That happens to me more often than I would like to admit. And so what I have found is when that's the case, the antidote is like, okay, this is part of why I'm doing this. Like I need to just take a big wiper and like get out of my own head, and I want to connect to other people, right? So I find that's like a really great way to alchemize the situation, is just like flip it on its head. Maybe you're just spread so thin and you're saying yes to everything and you're like, I really need a time and a space to come back to myself. And so just depends, like there's obviously a whole spectrum of where this could be and where you fall, but I just find that it's super important to check in with that. And how do we find those calm centered spaces that we can listen to our heart and we can know how to move forward in a way that is going to support us, right? And so finding places where we can tap into that sense of calm, that we can tap into that sense of rest, of relaxation. Good ideas, I have found, usually come when I'm really relaxed and I've kind of let go and maybe I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not sure about you, but I don't know how often in your life you just let yourself sit there and do nothing. I don't do that very often. But as I'm saying that to you right now, I'm like, I know that. And I know it's really deep medicine to just sit out. Maybe you have a place where you can just sit outside and just contemplate life and just be with yourself. It's so good. So the last thing that I'll share, which I feel like is relevant, and that I chose to do this session on the new moon, because it's a great way to kind of have a reset going into the next lunar cycle. If you pay attention to that, then you know what I'm talking about. And if not, it might be something you want to start to tune into. Um, but basically, how we spend our time and the clarity that we find in the intentions that we put forward now, we are working with for the next 28 days for the next cycle. And when it comes to the full moon, usually we can be like, oh, okay, so what were those intentions? What were the steps forward I wanted to take when it was the new moon? We have a check mark like halfway through, which is really beautiful. So Taurus is this all about the earth, right? It's all about nature. Is anyone a Taurus in here? No? Oh, yay. Okay. I love
I
Tauruses.
am.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, I know there's got to be a couple. So it's your birthday month. Um, you. I love this energy. It's super grounding for me. I personally am like all water. I have a lot of water signs. So I love like earth energy and just like phew, let's let's be practical. And so the senses, right? They live through their senses and it's so important for them. Um, the what are they looking at? What are they feeling? What are they smelling? What are they listening to? And so when I talk about, like how can we slow down? How can we find space to relax and maybe to receive? It's oftentimes more simple than we make it. And it can be as simple as just like starting to pay attention to the five senses of your body. It's an incredibly easy way to come back into the present moment. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I feel my own hands on my arms, on my skin. Like I feel the texture maybe of the pillow or the blanket that you're with. And um, you can't really be thinking about anything else when you're present with your sensations. And it's the same with your breath. So the breath, of course, is another one of those tools that can bring you into the present moment. And that's the clarity that a lot of us are looking for. And it's so simple that we forget it. It's just built into us. So we can take it for granted. Mm. So maybe there was something in there that resonated with you. My motto is like, take what works and leave the rest. And if something inspires you or you're like, oh, yeah, that feels good, then take it with you. You can write it down. Um, and for me, my practice is to really do my best to get out of the way and see what wants to flow through. So I know that people receive whatever they need. So going into the breathing section, is anybody like totally new to breath work? I don't think so from who I see here, but yeah. Okay. Super cool. So for the online space, if you do have a access to headphones, I think that that is going to be the best experience for you. So if you have those, you can pop those in now or right when we're about to lie down. You do want to be lying down for this session. That's also going to be the best. And I really like to encourage people to feel free to move, right? Part of what's so cool about being in your own space is that it's just you. So you can really let go or find that even you hold yourself back with yourself, right? So allow yourself to wiggle, allow yourself to move, to sound, to express. And I will, of course, be guiding you entire time. So I'll give you little reminders. But take care of yourself, take care of your body. If you need to change positions, like listen, do that for yourself. The way that I teach is today is you can breathe in through the nose or through the mouth. So you can decide. What I have found is the deeper you breathe, the more oxygen you get in, the deeper your journey is, and the more sensations and the more that you can experience. So you really get to decide how heavy your foot is today on the gas pedal and see what feels good for you. Uh, you could even play like maybe in the beginning you start with just slow breathing in through the nose, all of us will always be exhaling out the mouth. Okay. And then at some point, you're like, I want to get a little bit more into it. And maybe you switch to breathing in through the mouth. The other thing that I want to say is that we do our best to keep a circular breath pattern. So we do our best to release any space between inhale and exhale so that we are kind of creating this really beautiful rhythm with our breath that is continuous. And that is really working with our prana, with our chi, with really helping energy to move and to flow through our system and to open up our circuitry and to find more balance and release any sort of tension, tightness, stuckness, bracing, all of those things that happen just naturally by being alive and walking through the world. Nothing wrong with it. And of course, well, maybe not of course, but some people ask me, you know, if I'm starting to have a lot of emotions, maybe like I'm starting to cry and you're like, oh no, but I'm supposed to be breathing. It's okay. Like you can take a break from your breath and you can have a good cry if that's what's needed, or you can take a breath, take a break, and I don't know, maybe you need to scream, maybe you need to sing, whatever it is, and then just come back when you're ready. And I do have the way that I've set this up is that I have a recorded breathing pattern that shift in the pace and the rhythm that is in the background. It's super helpful for the mind to have that auditory reminder like, oh yeah, I signed up to breathe because you can get really relaxed and then you'll have to kind of bring yourself back to it maybe a couple times. Very normal. If at any point you're not loving the breathing pattern that I've given you, switch it. It's okay. Like just full permission to listen to your intuition. If you want to go faster, if you want to go slower, all is well. You really can't do this wrong. Just do your best to breathe. And that's it. So we don't have to overcomplicate it. Just do your best to stay with yourself and to breathe. That is the practice and that is the meditation. To keep coming back, and we get to have a little check-in with ourselves on how is our mind, right? And how can we use the breath as an anchor point to come back? Does anybody have any questions or concerns about anything? Nothing that needs clarified? No? Okay. All right, then. Let's go ahead and get cozy. If you need to go pee, I recommend doing it now, so that way you don't have to get up and pee in the middle of the session. Otherwise, you can lie down. You can turn your camera off if you want, or you can leave it on. Either way is fine for me. I will mute everyone though. So allowing yourself to get settled, lying back and making any adjustments for now that can help you to get even more comfortable, even more cozy. If you want to place something over your eyes, I love doing that. Maybe placing a pillow or a rolled up blanket underneath your knees to support the lower back. If at any point the volume of what we're doing is bothering you, just feel free to turn it up or turn it down so that you can be comfortable and that's not distracting. All right, darlings. So wherever you're at, we'll use a beautiful technique. We're going to hum a little bit to help us to settle into the space, to arrive, to ground, and to land. So let's all just start by taking a big breath in and maybe exhaling with some sound to let it go. And on this next breath in, you'll exhale with a hum, humming and just feeling the vibration that is created, maybe in the face or the chest, the throat. And we'll start to create a rolling hum. So whenever you run out of breath, just take another breath in, and the exhale will be a hum to release. Humming like just one note. And we'll imagine sending this vibration, this sound, which is your unique medicine, all the way down into your feet, allowing the feet to be present, to be open to receiving, to relaxing. And sending this vibration, this sound into the ankles, the shins, the calves. And humming into the knees, trusting as you make choices, as you decide how you're walking forward in the world, humming into the thighs and really thanking your legs for the fact that they are carrying you, taking you on adventures, allowing you to walk, to stand, to dance, humming into the hips, to the pelvis, to the groin, and into the low belly, the back, and spending a little bit of time in the chest and feeling this vibration as it ripples through you, into the shoulders, humming down into the arms, into the hands. And we'll do 2 more breaths with the exhale being a hum and feeling the vibration in the face and the head. And on your last exhaling to hum, maybe imagine sending this into your entire body. Everything is vibrating in harmony and cohesion. And you can release that and just take some neutral, natural breaths. Slow and steady. Perhaps you have something that you came to the session that you want to work with. Maybe there is an emotion you've been having a hard time tapping into or expressing. Perhaps there's a situation, a conversation that's still playing in your head that you want to let go. Perhaps there's an underlying sense of a little bit of dis-ease. Maybe you're feeling great. Whatever the case, is bringing all that you are to this session and knowing that all of you is welcome. All of the little sticky, icky parts are even celebrated. And we will have one affirmation before we start this circular active breath together. So I would love for you to repeat this to yourself or out loud. I am free to be authentically me. I am free to be authentically me. All right, beauties. So we're going to go ahead and start with the breath. Slow and steady is the name of the game. So wherever you're at, go ahead and exhale, releasing any stale air from the lungs. And taking a big inhale. And exhaling to let it go. Big breath in. And exhale to let it go. Remember, you can breathe in through the nose or the mouth, and we all exhale out the mouth. fully in and fully out. Just taking these first several rounds of the breath to allow the body to adjust, to accommodate, to get used to this new pattern. We can imagine the breath like a wave. This beautiful pattern that starts to create this dance, moving the air in. And as you exhale, you empty out, you create space to receive for that next inhale. Filling up and letting go. This is the dance of your breath. Seeing what it would be like to take full diaphragmatic belly breaths. You can imagine breathing into the belly and then the chest, and then letting it go. Into the belly, the chest, and release. And even as you do your best to take big, beautiful, yummy, life-giving breaths, allow yourself to relax into this. We're not here to accomplish anything or to get anywhere, to feel any certain thing. We can let all of that go. Instead, we're just here to connect to our breath, to connect to our body, to connect to the sensations of breathing. Nowhere to go, nothing to do but to keep bringing your attention back to the breath. To feel fully. Expansion and contraction. Opening and closing. In and out. Up and down. You've already been breathing for 5 continuous minutes. So celebrating that fact alone, for most of us, it takes about 10 minutes to really drop into the space. So if you still feel a little bit scattered, patience, all is coming. Let's increase the pace. Let's increase the rhythm of our breath a little bit. So in and out, in and out. Inhale and exhale. Try that rhythm on for size. See how it feels. Allow that to be your pulse. Allowing your awareness to drop down into the body and to notice maybe perhaps there are sensations coming online. Maybe there's tingling. Maybe there's a little bit of lightheadedness. Perhaps your body is changing temperatures, embracing, noticing these little shifts. Can you dive into them? Can you feel them more fully? And if you need a permission slip, I'm here to give one to you. Find a breath, find a rhythm that works for you. Allow yourself to tap into a little bit of discomfort. This is the space of growth. Every breath, every conscious inhale, we are saying yes to life.
Hay muchas plantas medicinales que nosotros creemos, ellos son los dioses para nosotros. Ellos nos pueden curar muchas cosas, muchas enfermedades que pueden venir y ellos nos curan nosotros. Por eso creemos en las plantas medicinales. Ellos son los dioses para nosotros.
Anytime the mind wanders, with so much loving kindness, bring yourself back. Back to the breath, back to your body. Yes, yes, I want to be here. I am choosing this. I am choosing this. And just like that, you've been breathing for 10 continuous minutes. Congratulate yourself. For the last song in this first round, I will invite a new breathing pattern where you breathe twice through the mouth and you exhale out the mouth. Try it on, see how it feels. So in, out. In, out. In, let it go. Every exhale, you're dumping it out. Really releasing. We're inviting a lot of oxygen in. We're really getting our circulatory system moving. We're changing the way the blood is flowing. We're allowing the chemistry of our body to shift, to feel deeply. Remembering that movement is welcome. If you need to rock your head from side to side, if you need to stomp your feet, shake your hands, wiggle it out. Tapping into the sense of devotion. And knowing that your willingness and desire to show up doesn't have to be forced. There's a sweetness that can be found. Last minute here. Let's go ahead and slow the breath down here. Taking a long, slow, deep inhalation. Letting it go. Another one like that. And take a big inhale. And pause at the top of your inhale, holding the breath on full. And even as you hold here, see if you can relax the face, the jaw, the shoulders, and allow yourself to soften. Preparing to release the breath, exhaling to letting it all go, maybe making some sound on the exhale. Let's take a full breath cycle, inhaling completely, exhaling to let it go. We'll take a big inhale. And at the end of your exhale, pausing at the bottom of your breath to hold on empty. And again, we relax into this space, softening, opening, so you float here in the space between breath. You can stay here with the breath held as long as you'd like. If you need to breathe, please do so. Just noticing being with whatever is present for you right now in this moment. We've gotten a window into the places that our breath can take us, some of the sensations that can come up, the emotions, the mind, the body. Let's move into our second and final round of our active breathing. We're going to start nice and slow once again. Exhaling any air that you have in your system, letting it go. Taking a deep inhale and exhale to let it go. Exhaling to release. Into the belly, the chest, and letting it go. Giving yourself time to reconnect to the circular breathing and sending the breath to any spaces, any places in your body that perhaps are feeling a little bit tight or tense, where you know you have a tendency to hold maybe the shoulders, maybe somewhere in the back, perhaps the hips. And imagine that wherever these spaces are for you, that this life force energy, this prana, this oxygen is being sent directly to those areas to loosen things up, to send new blood flow. And with that blood flow, there's an opening, there's a softening. And perhaps we see what it feels like to breathe into the entire body, as if your whole body was a big lung. And every inhale, there is an expansion and an opening, not just the physical body, but the energetic body around you. And every exhale, there is a relaxing and a softening as you allow the earth to hold you. checking in with yourself. How can you support yourself in this session? Do you need to rearrange? Do you need to pause? Do you need to change the pattern of your breath? Remember, this is for you. This is your moment, your time. My invitation is to find some movement in this next song, to find a little bit of playful energy. We're going to increase the pace of the breath if that feels good for you. Inhaling once and letting it go. Fully in and out. Is there a possibility to enjoy being in your body, breathing, finding presence? Can it feel yummy? Maybe, maybe not. Amazing. This is it. This is what we came for. You're doing an amazing job. Give yourself credit. Give yourself love. And if it feels good for you, go all in. Why not? All right, my beautiful humans, we're going into the final song of the last round. Once again, if you'd like, we'll have a double inhale and exhale out the mouth. In, out. In, out. In, out. Find your pace, find your rhythm, and go for it. Good. Remember, if there's a lot of buildup in energy, you can move your body. This is an amazing moment to express, to vocalize. Allow yourself to take up space, to be heard. This is your moment. What do you need right now? Last 2 minutes. The deeper you breathe, the more you feel. This is the last bit of effort. We're in this together. Take a long, slow, deep breath in. Let it go. Just a couple rounds of slow, deep breaths. This time and this space is yours. If you would like to play with breath holds here, you are welcome to. You can hold on full or on empty, or alternate between the two. You can do this for as many rounds as you'd like. Whatever you do, relax, soften, and enjoy this space. Continue to relax to soften.
Hail tree, I ask for your permission. I've got a story, and I ask for you to listen. I've lost my way, and know that something's missing. Hail tree, I ask for your forgiveness. Teach me the ways of the wind. ways of the water, the ways of the earth, and show me the spirit of bliss, and all of the secrets to life, and take me to the kingdom of light, and help me find a reason to fight, and take me to the kingdom of love, and help me see the wisdom to trust. Well, hey, old tree, I ask for your permission. I've got a song, and I ask for you to listen. Well, hey, old tree, I'm starting to remember the ways of the wind, the ways of the water, the way of the spirit of bliss, and all of the secrets to life, and take me to the kingdom of light, and help me find a reason to fight, and take me to the kingdom of love, and help me see the wisdom to trust. Well, hey, old tree, I ask for your permission. Tell me your story, and I'll sit here and listen.
Whatever you are experiencing in this moment, knowing deeply truly that this is not separate from you. That whatever happened in this session was unique and medicine for you, for your unique journey, your soul, your expression, your nervous system. And if you were able to tap into a sense of calm, of peace, of surrender, you can tuck this in to your heart and know that this feeling is yours forever. You can come back to it whenever you need. taking a moment to find deep gratitude for all that you are. Maybe you can't quite see your brilliance yet, but at least opening the door to recognize the miracle that you are. We'll start to slowly bring ourselves back. You can do this by perhaps finding some deep breaths, some movement, wiggling the fingers, the toes, rocking the head from side to side. Or perhaps you get a nice full body stretch and you reach your arms up over your head and you get long from your fingers to your toes. And maybe you wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a big squeeze. If you had your eyes covered, maybe you want to start to let some light in. And when it feels time to open your eyes, take a moment to look around and just observe the space you're in as a way to come back to ground. You might want to roll over onto your side or start to make your way up into a seated position. If you are back and ready and you want, you can turn your camera back on. If you feel like leaving it off, totally fine. I do like to have some time and some space here at the end for sharing anything that came up for you. So some people really like to stay quiet, and that's okay. And I love that, and I'll respect that. And for some of us, it's really, really supportive and helpful to speak out loud a little bit about what we experienced. So know that that is an option for you. And oftentimes when we're in a communal space, even though we're in all different parts of the world, we are still connecting to an energetic field, and perhaps something that you experienced, someone else did as well. So it could be something wonderful, it could be something difficult. All is welcome. So if you feel to share, you are welcome to unmute yourself and just hop on. Or if you prefer to write something in the chat, that is also more than okay. But the space is yours.
Have been like that soft reset that I needed.
You cut off just a little bit, but I think I got the end. You said it was a reset that you needed. Maybe try turning your camera off and then we can hear you better.
It was a breath of fresh air into my soul.
Hmm.
And it was like I finally woke up, and it wasn't just like my body that woke up. My soul woke up. I feel present and at ease. And it's like the energy flowing through me is incredible. It's beautiful.
Wow. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for being here. Katie and I knew each other a very long time ago. She was just little, and so was I.
Very
And
good.
we haven't connected much since then. So thank you for being here and thank you
Thank
for
you for doing
sharing.
this.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate that you did this.
Mm,
You gave us all a space to just stop and reconnect with our bodies and our souls and our spirits. I love it. Thank
mm,
you. You're amazing, Rachel.
mm. Thank you, Katie. Mm.
Those I'd throw out there and kind of agreement where I don't think I realized how disconnected and ungrounded I was feeling until doing the breath work because it took a lot longer than it normally does for me to actually sink into it. And my hands were doing the weird, like, firm thing, which happened during something we did a few years ago. And I suddenly remembered from like 6 years ago, I think either you or Jade saying your control is in your hands. And I was getting completely out of my head, being like, why are my hands all doing this again? I heard that in my head and was like, oh, oh, am I trying to match my breath to their breath too much? Like, wait, am I trying to control what's happening? Oh, and they finally released by the end of it. So same of coming back in and was really great.
Wow. Oh, I'm so happy you're here, Abby. You're so sweet. Thank you. It's it's so fascinating, honestly. Like I love what you said that sometimes we don't realize until we have the opposite experience or we have something like in a some sort it's not a comparison, but it's something to show us like what is possible. And I just love that like this can be like a this is why I call it a reset. Like it really does. It can bring us back to like a center and it's like, wow. Um, but yeah, the good old hands. I've written poems about hands. I'm like, I just need to let go and unclench my fist and relax and receive, but it's real. So our body shows us so many things. Mm,
Anyone else had any weirdness with humming, but that was where we started, and that's what pointed it out. Is I couldn't make a consistent noise; it was like shaking, and I was like, "That's weird, huh?" So just adding that to the little hand thing. If I was like, all I'm doing is breathing, and yet the hum that's coming out is like,
Mhm.
interesting. Hmm. In the chat, Jimena said, "Thank you so much, dear. This was so powerful." And Nikki, I feel the same as Katie, tears rolling here. I feel so embodied and felt self-love truly for the miracle I am.
I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm. Let's see. And Gina.
I felt
Mm.
um I had kind of like the same thing happen with my hands, like the tingling, which
Mhm.
always happens to me. So I love hearing the conversation just about like the control and stuff, because that's definitely something for me. But at the first during the first breath hold, I felt like my hands were really tingling, and then and like when we finished the second round of breathing, it was like they stopped tingling, and then it like I swear like it felt like someone held my hand.
Yeah.
Like someone was holding my left hand. It was so like wild. So I was just like, I don't know. Yeah, it was really cool. And then this was like the first time that I've done breath work since having my son. And so like one thing that I noticed, because I loved doing like I loved doing breath work and I loved doing it like up until like probably like 4 months pregnant. And then I
Yeah.
was like, I can't like even do this anymore. Like it was just difficult. So it's like it was really, really interesting for me because I like when we were doing the holds and the integration, I noticed I was like really holding everything up here, and then I just was kind of like released the like thinking, I guess, about it. And then I like felt everything through my body, and I feel like I have felt that connected to my body since having him. Did I cut out?
Wow.
Wow.
It was a little choppy, but we could hear it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. My Wi-Fi is terrible. But
That good old
um
Mexican Wi-Fi.
yeah, that
Yeah.
was good old Mexican Wi-Fi. Yeah, but that was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I know that you had your son semi recently, and I was like, I bet she hasn't done it because you're not supposed to do it when you're pregnant. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's got to be really
Yeah.
interesting to step away from something that you love so much and then come back.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Thank you.
I want to share something else with you just because I feel like you'll be like, what? Because I don't, you probably, I'm just going to shut my camera off so maybe you can
Yeah,
hear
that'll be better.
if that's better. Okay. Um, okay, so when I came and did that retreat like with you 3 years ago, we
Yeah.
did a breath work and I had like this insane like vision of like all this stuff that was happening for me and like it was just like so great and I like pictured myself like in a kitchen at Chris like laughing and like dancing and like with music playing and like someone coming up with big arms and like hugging me from behind and like us just having these big belly laughs and like
Mm.
then like a toddler's feet appearing in like Christmas pajamas. And like it was so crazy because like I like wrote about all this in my journal and told my sister about it after I got back. And then when I found out I was pregnant and that we were having our baby in December, she was like, "Oh my God." She's like, "You manifest like this whole thing you manifested." And I like went back and read the journal entry and it is like exactly what my Christmas was.
Oh,
Like it, yeah, it was just wild.
you can't make this stuff up.
I don't
It's
know if it
too
froze
good.
again.
Yeah, no, but we got you. We got you.
Isn't that insane?
It's so beautiful. It's insane. And
Yeah.
this is, I mean, but these are the kind of stories like this is possible for all of us. Like we can
Yeah.
tap into this and oh my gosh, that is so cool.
I know. I'll do like a screenshot of the journal entry because it's like insane. Like how
Yes,
accurate.
please. I would absolutely love
Yeah.
that. Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, very special.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
hmm Mm. In the chat, Gina said, feeling called to be quiet right now, but so appreciate this medicine. Really felt powerful. Thank you. For like yeah, Stephanie and Willow. Gina is at Puerto Vida right now. She's been there for the last months, so she's amazing. We love her. Oh. And okay. Hmm. Kamina, love, I have to go. Thank you so much for this space. I really needed it. I feel so much better and grounded. You are magic. Thank you for sharing this with me. This is really medicine. Thank you, Jimena. And Willow. Willow and I have done a lot of breath work together. Amazing. All right. Well, last call. Anyone feels feels excited to share something, or should we wrap it up? Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for being you and for showing up and being in this space and taking this time for yourself. Like, I really believe it's little moments like this that are going to make the change and the shift that we are all wanting to call in and that we vision for the world. And it doesn't have to be like wild, crazy things sometimes. Yes, we do wild, crazy things and we really, really just go for it. But I really feel like the foundation that we want to build and the sustainability is in the little moments, and they add up. And the little moments are really what actually make up our life. So thank you for sharing your life with me, and thank you for allowing me to share a medicine that I have loved so much. And have a beautiful Saturday. Happy new moon. Maybe get out your journal while you're feeling nice and reflective and see what pours forth from your heart. And yeah, I think that's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you
Thank
all.
you.
Mwah.